late 70s, 80s, 90s, somewhere along those lines. Anyway, actually it's 1976. Jeffrey Epstein, although he was never a licensed stockbroker, he started his finance career at Bear Stearns in 1976 as a low-level junior assistant to a floor trader, rapidly moving up to become an options trader and then a money manager for wealthy clients. So he was hired by Bear Stearns CEO Alan Greenberg after connecting through the Dalton School where Epstein had been a math and physics teacher. He began as a junior assistant and quickly became an options trader in the special products division. Not a stockbroker, according to his own testimony to the SEC, Epstein was an account executive and he never held a broker's license. His role involved making recommendations to the sales force regarding commodities and financial futures. Anyway, then he ascended as a money manager. In 1980, he was made a limited partner, a position that involved managing money within the company and advising some of the bank's wealthiest clients, such as Edgar Bronfman, on tax strategies. Independent career after leaving Bear Stearns in 1981 under murky circumstances. Whatever happened. He established his own consulting firm, International Assets Group, and later J. Epstein and Company, where he exclusively managed the assets of billionaires operating with great secrecy. It was in this capacity that he amassed his fortune, notably through his work as the personal money manager for Leslie Wexner, the founder of L Brands. Anyway, I just got this information on AI overview, like by Googling. Anyway, it's pretty common knowledge among those circles, but I just thought for those younger people, you might realize that we have to be careful in life, you know, just for certain younger people. I mean, I know that's kind of a bizarre case, but he started out what would seem like a pretty reputable person, and then I guess he somehow got mixed up with the wrong people, or got tempted by all the money and glamour and women, and you know, and then all this other stuff. And you know, we see a lot of much older men prefer much younger women, but usually they go with someone at least 21 or 22 years old of legal age, which that's a whole nother thing. But I just thought I'd share that with you. And remember the 80s, the movie Wall Street came out, you know, greed is good and all that. It was a different era. In between my newspaper jobs and temp office and like going into insurance, I actually thought about being a stockbroker. For a short time, I was a caller at an investment firm in downtown Dallas, at Bear Stearns, but I was just a caller, so that means I just would get the stockbroker on the line. And I remember it was interesting times because a lot of those people were just investing. I think my stockbroker was trying to get a hold of Donald Trump and several other people up in New York, but he was a Dallas stockbroker. There were several stockbrokers, and I remember, I believe it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was Epstein that came in, and this was, of course, back in the 80s before all this other stuff, that was speaking to the group because he was a trader or had gotten involved in trading and giving advice to some of the stockbrokers. Were going into a meeting to hear him, and they were all so excited. Oh, he knows so much. And then I just remember a lot of the stockbrokers at the time always wanted to go partying, and of course they went to all these bars near SMU and all the stuff, you know, to do in Dallas. So those were kind of like different times back then, you know. So anyway, just saying, you know, it was kind of a different day. So that's all. I guess I'll just go ahead and I need to